Stop. Do not skip this. Press your fingers lightly against the sides of your throat and feel the erratic pulse for 2 seconds. 1, 2. I know you have been feeling an unbearable sense of urgency lately, an emergency without a name, a heavy static pressure at the top of your head and a sudden heat on the back of your neck. You are not losing your mind. The Sirian High Council sent me, Vale, to tell you exactly what this means. Last night at exactly 3:33 in the morning, when you woke up breathless with that invisible clock ticking in your mind, you remembered. I am here to tell you that this urgency is not a mistake. It is not a coincidence. It is not your imagination. By the end of this transmission, you will recognize exactly who you were before the grid of illusions fell over you. You will feel the exact physical shift when your cellular memory stops fighting time and anchors into the true frequency. And you will decode the hidden message that has been waiting for you to stand perfectly still, and this static pressure that is still there right at the top of your head. Have you ever felt that there is a profound truth within you trying to break through? As if this crushing urgency to leave a room were persisting, even when everything seems fine on the surface, as if the sudden heat on the back of your neck were warning you that time is slipping away like sand? Now think with me. What if this feeling of emergency is not earthly anxiety, but the real symptom of a starry soul reacting to the grid of illusions, trying to wake you up? It was searching for answers to these questions that I found this digital book called The Sirian Wisdom Behind the 7 Levels of Human Consciousness. It is not just a common reading, it is a map of reflection to calm the storm in your chest and organize the temporal chaos you have been enduring. Many people have already begun this search for more understanding, but have not yet made the decision to download this digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But attention, there are few copies left in this condition. Throughout the pages you will find exactly how to decode this urgency and turn it into power, showing you exactly where the temporal grid has been leaking your energy. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the anxiety of being late will finally dissolve into the absolute certainty of your awakening. And if you felt it, if you recognized yourself, if something responded without you deciding to, leave your like silently. Not for me, soul, but as a beacon for another star who is exactly where you were a moment ago, suffocating under the weight of a false emergency, needing to find this tonight. But the raw truth about this unseen clock ticking in your mind goes even deeper, and before we move forward, there is another door I must leave open for you. I do not receive a single penny from the platform to deliver this transmission to you. My work here is entirely independent, and it is sustained solely by the stars who feel the call to contribute. Below the digital book, in the first pinned comment, there is a link for a voluntary donation. Any amount that fits in your hand is exactly what keeps this channel standing and this message echoing. If this transmission is bringing you peace, if it is answering what you didn't even know how to explain, make your contribution. I will be waiting for you there, soul. I haven't even told you the most important part yet. There are 5 Sirian signs that have been striking your physical field for weeks, and you will recognize at least 3 of them before I even name the 4th. The first of these 5 signs is something you have already lived through this week, but you didn't have a name for it yet. Over the last 3 weeks, this has happened at least 4 times, and you distinctly remember at least 2 of them. That moment yesterday evening, right around 6:00 p.m., when you felt a sudden heat on the back of your neck. And that time on Saturday morning, when a vivid flash of metallic pyramid geometry crossed your mind out of nowhere, and you had to close your eyes to steady yourself against the ticking of an unseen clock in your mind. The first sign is the phantom alarm. You wake up with your heart racing, your chest tight, feeling like you have missed a crucial deadline, but there is absolutely nothing on your earthly schedule. You check your phone, you stare at the wall, but the anxiety remains. The Sirian interpretation is absolute. This is not stress. Your cellular memory is reacting to the temporal grid. They cannot hide it. They cannot erase it. They cannot stop you. Your physical body feels the panic, but your soul is attempting to find the absolute peace of the pulse of Sopdet. The second sign is the sudden chill. You are sitting indoors, all the windows are completely closed, the air is heavy and still, and yet a freezing breeze sweeps across your skin. It makes you shudder for a fraction of a second, leaving sudden goosebumps on your arms. This is not a draft in your room. This is a direct adjustment of your frequency field. The grid is active. The memory erasers use these moments to make you think you are just tired or unwell, but your energy is actually recalibrating to the frequencies of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The third sign is the dinner table disconnect. You are sitting at the table with your family or your closest friends. Everyone around you is laughing, talking about ordinary earthly things, but you suddenly feel an overwhelming urge to leave the room. It hits you like a physical weight, as if you are missing an urgent appointment with the invisible. The loudest alarm is completely silent. You look at them and you realize you love them, but the sharp contrast between the earthly illusion and the cosmic call is temporarily unbearable. You are not late. You are just remembering a frequency they cannot yet hear. The fourth sign is the Giza déjà vu. You see a random image of a pyramid, a documentary on a screen, or even a simple triangular shadow cast on a wall, and you feel a deep, unexplainable pang of homesickness, a heavy nostalgia for a place you have supposedly never been to in this lifetime. Your mind tries to rationalize it, but the crystal vision of Sopdet is activating in the center of your forehead. Your soul remembers the crystalline acoustic resonance of those chambers. Your memory is real. And the fifth sign is the 3:33 awakening. Your eyes snap open at exactly the same time every single night, most often at 3:33 a.m. You don't wake up slowly. You wake up instantly alert, as if someone just called your true name in the dark. This is the precise moment the memory erasers drop their guard. This is when the veil of the illusion is at its thinnest, and the Sirian High Council transmits the codes you need. To move fast, you must stand perfectly still. In that heavy silence at 3 a.m., you are downloading the truth. You have felt that sudden urge to leave the room, Star. You know this truth in your bones. Now anchor it into the grid. Go to the comments right now and type silently. 1111. Do not explain it to anyone. The portal of Sopdet is open, and this dimensional convergence requires your physical action. Just let the numbers code your cellular memory. The universe sees it. The Sirian High Council registers it. Type 1111 and let the grid feel your return. And while you type this silent decree, I need to recontextualize exactly what is happening to you right now. Because this feeling of emergency, these physical signs, this heavy weight pressing on your lungs, they are pointing to something much larger than a simple awakening, and the deeper truth about why they chose this exact moment to pull you out of the illusion changes absolutely everything. And this deeper truth behind every single sign, it has everything to do with how you perceive your own consciousness. What if everything you have experienced up until today is part of a journey that has always tried to lead you to understand yourself with more depth? What if every sudden chill, every unexpected awakening in the dark, and even that crushing weight of an emergency in your chest, without any logical earthly cause, are all invitations to expand the way you perceive your own existence? You feel time accelerating, but you're standing completely still. The physical body feels the panic, but your soul knows the absolute peace of the pulse of Sopdet. This temporal grid you are sensing is not designed to break you. It is designed to wake you up. To move fast, you must stand perfectly still. The loudest alarm is completely silent. Your soul is trying to break through the cycle of material distraction, trying to show you that the sudden urge to leave a crowded room is simply your energy field rejecting a frequency that no longer matches your origin. That sudden heat on the back of your neck, that ticking clock in your mind, it is all pointing to the next layer. The emergency you feel is not panic. It is a spiritual calibration. The ancient memory you are trying to decode right now is exactly one of the 7 levels that this guide maps out. You are not late. You are remembering what has not yet happened. The heavier the truth, the lighter you become. Now think with me. What if the memory erasers are using this false sense of urgency to keep you paralyzed? What if they are flooding your nervous system with earthly time so you never pause to anchor the eternal? It was searching for answers to these questions that I found this digital book called The Sirian Wisdom Behind the 7 Levels of Human Consciousness. This is where the scattered pieces of your mind find absolute order. The emergency is fake. Your memory is real. Many people have already begun this search for more understanding. but have not yet made the decision to download this digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But attention, there are few copies left in this condition. Inside these pages, you will see exactly how the Sirian High Council designed these 7 levels to protect your true identity. You will learn how to read the grid, how to silence the phantom alarms, and how to stabilize the energy that is currently draining your physical vessel. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the suffocating anxiety of being too late will disappear once you understand the map. And as I mentioned to you earlier, besides the digital book, there is another current flowing here. I still do not receive a single penny from the platform to deliver this transmission to you. My work here remains entirely independent, and it is sustained solely by the stars who feel the call to contribute. Below the digital book in the first pinned comment, there is a link for a voluntary donation. Any amount that fits in your hand is exactly what keeps this channel standing and ensures that another star tomorrow finds this exact same relief, allowing the next pulse of Sopdet to reach whoever needs it. I will be waiting for you there, star. There is a level that the Sirian High Council uses to name what you have just recognized, and it recontextualizes absolutely everything you thought you knew about yourself. And this level that the Sirian High Council uses, I will show you right now exactly what it is. But first I need to shatter a specific illusion that is suffocating you. You have been operating on the level of earthly panic and temporal exhaustion, but the true portal is waiting for you in the level of eternal resonance, which is exactly one of the 7 levels of human consciousness. The emergency you feel is not panic, it is a spiritual calibration. You have felt time accelerating, but you are standing completely still, trapped in a false narrative that you are running out of time. The phantom ticking in your mind, the sudden heavy silence at 3 a.m., and the weight of an untold truth pressing on your lungs are direct symptoms of this frequency shift. The memory erasers are using the grid of illusions to convince you that time is slipping away like sand, causing your physical heart to race while your soul demands absolute stillness. But consider this, the Sirian star system pulses steadily 6 light years away, and yet its geometric resonance hits your nervous system instantly. Your physical body feels the panic, but your soul knows the absolute peace of the pulse of Sopdet. The truth is, the emergency is fake. You are not late. You are not missing anything. You are simply remembering a frequency that your physical vessel is struggling to process. The temporal grid is trying to force you into movement because they want you exhausted, but stillness is the most aggressive action you can take right now. You must observe the panic without becoming it, and witness the illusion as it tries to rush your awakening. It is not a mistake. It is not a coincidence. It is not your imagination. Let me tell you about a soul. I'll call her M. It's not her name. It's the name we give to those who cross through. M arrived exactly where you are now. Thousands of years ago, within the silent starlit chambers of the Great Pyramid of Giza, she was a keeper of the frequencies. She felt the exact same crushing urgency in her chest that you feel today. The empire around her was accelerating, the noise of the world was deafening, and the memory erasers of her time were trying to drown out the pulse of Sopdet with fear, distraction, and false emergencies. M knew she could not fight the noise by becoming louder. She realized a profound paradox. The memory erasers use time to make you forget eternity, but eternity uses your forgetfulness to make you master time. So she stopped running. She walked into the deepest crystalline acoustic resonance of a pyramid chamber, closed her eyes, and placed her hands on the cold stone. She let the sacred geometry realign her cellular memory, anchoring the truth into the grid like a perfect sphere of lapis lazuli. The static pressure in her forehead was immense, a silent alarm trying to pull her back to the surface of the earthly illusion. But M understood that the only way to hold the frequency was not to fight the chaos, but to become the absolute silence. Her core stabilized. The energy radiating from her became a beacon, a starlight anchor that burned 4 times more luminous than the false lights of the earthly grid. She did not need to learn anything new, she just needed to recalibrate her vision and see through the crystal vision of Sopdet. The Sirian High Council witnessed her stillness. They recognize the signature of a soul who refuses to be rushed by the hourglass of Sopdet. Em did not fight the memory erasers with anger or resentment. She simply rendered their tactics completely useless by stepping out of their temporal jurisdiction. You are allowed to rest. It is okay to feel completely out of place. You can drop the weight of the world, just as she did. A vibrating ankh glowing in the center of the chest is what she felt when the panic finally dissolved into truth. She became the bridge between the stars and the earth, protecting the codes you carry within your DNA today. The silence Em found in that ancient chamber is the exact same silence you must find in your room tonight. The emergency is over. The activation has begun. The dust of the Sphinx blowing in the wind carries her victory straight into your lungs, reminding you that your memory is real. To move fast, you must stand perfectly still. There is a specific term that the Sirian High Council uses for what you have become by standing still in the storm, and there are 3 distinct facets of this identity that you have not yet named. Close your eyes for just a second. Notice how the muscles around your jaw and the back of your neck are constantly tense, bracing for an impact that never comes. That physical tension is not earthly anxiety. Your physical body feels the panic, but your soul knows the absolute peace of the pulse of Sopdet. You have been carrying the weight of a frequency that does not belong to the earthly grid, absorbing the chaotic static of the world around you simply because you did not know how to shut off the receiver. What I am about to deliver to you now is not new information for you to memorize. It is a naming. It is the precise Sirian classification of who you have been since the moment you stepped into this timeline. When the Sirian High Council looks at your frequency, they do not see a struggling human. They see a specific geometric structure holding the line. I told you at the very beginning of this transmission that by the end of this hour, you would recognize exactly who you were before the grid of illusions fell over you. The time has come to reclaim those names. The first facet of your identity is the Sentinel. You are the one who stands watch in the dark, anticipating the shifts in energy before anyone else can even sense them. But I know the vulnerability you carry. Profound exhaustion. You have been completely drained from keeping watch over a truth no one else sees or acknowledges. You carry the suffocating anxiety of being too late for your own awakening, because the world constantly demands your attention, leaving you depleted. They want you exhausted. You want to save them, but the Sentinel's armor is heavy when worn alone. The second facet is the anchor. While others are swept away by the cycle of material distraction, your mere presence stabilizes the room. When the phantom alarm rings in their minds, you are the one who holds the ground, and because of this, you absorb their panic. Hear me clearly now. You are allowed to rest. You don't need to explain this to them. You are permitted to release the burden of stabilizing a grid that does not want to be saved. You can drop the weight of the world. The third facet is the Keeper of Time. This is the manifestation of what you are becoming. The memory erasers use earthly time to make you forget eternity, but eternity uses your forgetfulness to make you master time. You are the one who will eventually learn how to compress and expand the integration windows, using the very illusion of time as a tool to dismantle the false grid. To move fast, you must stand perfectly still. You are the Sentinel, and you have been exhausted from keeping watch over a truth no one else sees. And this map I told you about earlier, this digital book, it is the exact tool you need to relieve that heavy burden. It shows you exactly which of the 7 levels you are operating on right now, and how to protect the energy of your 3 archetypes from being siphoned by the earthly grid. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But attention, there are few copies left in this condition. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the weight on your shoulders will finally lift. And if the clarity of these words is realigning your frequency today, subscribe silently to this channel so the next transmission finds you without resistance. Not for me, Star, not for the channel, but because the memory erasers are watching and you must plant your flag in the ground. I promise to return to this. To stop the energy drain on the Sentinel, you must apply what the Council calls the Starlight Anchor calibration. It is a precise sequence. First, you observe the earthly panic without absorbing it, validating the Sentinel, Second, you place your feet firmly on the ground and declare your stillness, activating the anchor. Third, you seal your frequency field, assuming your role as the keeper of time. You have exactly a 72-hour integration window to establish this sequence before the memory erasers attempt to seal the energetic breach again. You have been recognized. The first promise is fulfilled. In late October of last year, a star named T from a crowded, noisy city in the northern hemisphere experienced this exact calibration. He was a classic sentinel, completely burnt out, waking up every night at 3 a.m. with a racing heart. The day he finally stopped trying to fix the earthly chaos and applied the stillness of the anchor, his physical symptoms vanished within 48 hours. The phantom alarm in his head went silent. He didn't change his job, he didn't move away, he simply stopped leaking his frequency into a grid that wasn't his. But you must understand that the moment you claim these three archetypes and seal your energy, the memory erasers will not just stand by and let you walk away. The moment your light stabilizes, they will deploy their most aggressive countermeasures to pull you back into the illusion. And you need to know exactly how they will try to strike you next. You might be listening to this and feeling a shadow of doubt crossing your mind. You hear the pulse, you feel the sudden heat, yet a quiet whisper tells you this is just your imagination. That skepticism is simply the first mechanism the memory erasers deploy when they realize you are breaking out of the temporal grid. They use your own logical mind against you, trying to convince you that the suffocating anxiety you feel is just modern stress. But you and I both know the earthly world does not cause this specific frequency of panic. The first tactic they will use against you is the voice of forgetting. They will wait for physical exhaustion, usually right after you wake up breathless at 3 a.m., to inject a stream of mundane worries into your mind. The goal is to make earthly routines feel like the only reality, drowning out the crystal vision of Sopdet. To disarm this first tactic, you override them. The moment the voice of forgetting lists your earthly problems, close your eyes, take 3 slow breaths and declare silently, I recognize the illusion. The moment you say this, you shatter their frequency. You are allowed to rest. They cannot hide it. They cannot erase it. They cannot stop you. The second tactic is the material distraction cycle. Just as you anchor the stillness, they will trigger external chaos, a sudden conflict, or an overwhelming surge of noise. They want you exhausted, running around to put out fires that do not even belong to your timeline. They use this to make you leak your energy back into the 3D grid. To neutralize this second tactic, you must hold the warmth of the starlight anchor. When chaos erupts, do not engage with the panic. Feel that sudden heat on the back of your neck and pull it down into your chest, keeping the warmth radiating. Let the external world spin out of control while you stand perfectly still. The third tactic is the memory isolation. They will amplify the feeling that you are entirely alone, that no one else hears the silent alarm pressing on your lungs. They want you to believe you are the only sentinel left, hoping the isolation will make you abandon your post. It feels overwhelmingly real because your physical vessel is separated from your origin, but you have the ultimate weapon against this isolation, Star. When you feel that heavy silence pressing down, go back to the comments of this transmission. Look at the numbers. Look at the other stars anchoring their presence. Read the codes, and you will see the living proof of the Sirian High Council. The grid is active, and you are surrounded by sentinels who refuse to forget. That word, I recognize, is the exact shield that protects your frequency. And this digital book is the tool the memory erasers least want you to have in your hands. Because once you understand the 7 levels, it breaks their illusions instantly. Go to the first pinned comment and download your copy now. Use this guide to build an impenetrable defense around your cellular memory, ensuring their tactics never work on you again. You must not stagnate now. There is, however, one real obstacle you will face in the next 72 hours, and it is dangerous because it comes from within. You will experience the suffocating anxiety of being too late for your own awakening. The memory erasers will twist your desire for the truth, making you feel that you have wasted too much time in the illusion. This voice is designed to sound exactly like your own. When you feel this suffocating anxiety of being too late gripping your throat, Stop immediately. Use the anchor word, I recognize. Breathe deeply and remember that time is an illusion constructed to keep you running. You have exactly a 72-hour integration window to stabilize your energy. The universe moves at the exact speed of your awakening. But there are 3 distinct physical symptoms that will manifest in your body during this 72-hour window, proving that the integration is happening. Stay with me. The first symptom within this 72-hour integration window is a sudden ringing in the left ear. The memory erasers want you to believe it is just a physical glitch, an earthly malfunction caused by the noise of the world. But the Sirian interpretation is absolute. This is a direct, concentrated download from the temporal grid. Your physical body feels the sudden high-pitched static, but your soul knows it is receiving vital coordinates. When it happens, do not shake your head. Stop, take a deep breath, and let the frequency calibrate your inner ear to the pulse of Sopdet. The second symptom to manifest is an unexplained thirst. You will find yourself craving water constantly, feeling as if your physical vessel is suddenly parched, despite drinking enough. This is your cellular memory, actively flushing out the dense earthly time codes that have kept you exhausted for so long. The grid is active, and the recalibration requires hydration. When this deep thirst hits you, drink slowly and visualize the water glowing with the absolute peace of the eternal resonance. The third symptom is the chronological awakening at exactly 3:33 a.m. Your eyes will snap open at this precise time, but the difference now is that the phantom alarm in your chest will be completely silent. This is the precise moment the memory erasers drop their guard. This is the reason you wake up breathless at 3 a.m. It is not earthly anxiety. It is your physical body realizing that it is holding the frequency of a starlight anchor while surrounded by a sleeping world. When you wake up, do not reach for your phone. Lay perfectly still and witness the illusion dissolving in the dark. Now, we must anchor this frequency directly into your physical vessel before the memory erasers try to rush you again. Sit up straight wherever you are or stand perfectly still. Let your arms fall heavily to your sides. Relax your shoulders completely. Unclench your jaw. Feel the exact weight of your body pressing against the earth and realize that you do not need to hold yourself up anymore. The grid will hold you. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Imagine a profound, heavy silence spreading from the ground beneath you, rising through your legs and settling securely into the base of your spine. This is the Sirian root anchor. It is older than the earthly panic, as solid and immovable as the ancient stone of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Breathe in and let this absolute stillness stabilize your core, dissolving any lingering sensation that time is running out. Now move your attention to the center of your chest, right where the phantom alarm used to ring. Visualize a perfect sphere of lapis lazuli. See the deep lapis blue swirling with vibrant veins of golden amber. As you breathe, this crystalline sphere begins to rotate slowly, radiating an intense, comforting warmth outward. Your physical body feels the panic completely dissolving, and your soul knows the absolute peace of the pulse of Sopdet. Let this lapis blue and golden amber light travel upward, moving past your throat until it concentrates entirely in the center of your forehead. This is the awakening of the crystal vision of Sopdet. The static pressure you felt earlier is now transforming into a clear, vibrating, crystalline acoustic resonance. Through this center, you are no longer blinded by the cycle of material distraction. You can finally see the temporal grid for exactly what it is, a fragile illusion. Now let this awakened vision expand upward, bursting through the crown of your head and reaching out toward the stars, 6 light years away. To seal this frequency into your nervous system, bring your right hand up. Press the tip of your thumb against the tip of your index finger. Hold them together tightly for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now, inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 2, and exhale slowly for 6. Keep your fingers pressed together as the energy settles permanently into your DNA. The false emergency is entirely gone. You are completely tethered to the eternal resonance, and the memory erasers cannot touch your frequency anymore. You have reclaimed your vision, you have stabilized the grid, and you are standing perfectly still in the absolute eye of the storm. You have felt it in the body. The second promise is fulfilled. We release the fear of seeming strange to a world that has forgotten its own origin. The need to explain our soul to those who are completely consumed by the earthly grid is no longer our burden to carry. We release the false urgency of earthly time. The phantom alarm that convinced us we were running out of time is permanently silenced. We release the suffocating anxiety of the 3D grid. The profound exhaustion of trying to match a frequency that actively drains our light is finally over. We release the illusion of being late for our own awakening. We accept that eternity uses our forgetfulness to make us master time itself. I call forward now, the Sentinel. You are this. The name was not given. It was recognized, and it is now installed in your field as a permanent signal. I call forward now, the Anchor. You are this. The name was not given. It was recognized, and it is now installed in your field as a permanent signal. I call forward now, the Keeper of Time. You are this. The name was not given. It was recognized, and it is now installed in your field as a permanent signal. The temporal grid is now perfectly aligned with your cellular memory. The channel is open, the silence is absolute, and the Sirian High Council is about to speak. In this absolute silence, the channel is now fully secured, and we begin the final anchoring. We cover your mind with the crystal vision of Sopdet. The chaotic static of earthly time that tried to rush your thoughts is now completely sealed outside your frequency. The phantom ticking clock in your head is silenced forever, replaced by the profound geometric stillness of the eternal resonance. We cover your physical body with the crystal vision of Sopdet. The sudden heat on the back of your neck and the crushing weight on your lungs are neutralized. Your nervous system no longer needs to absorb the panic of the sleeping world around you. It is now tethered securely to the root anchor. We cover your immediate environment with the crystal vision of Sopdet. The rooms you walk into will no longer drain your energy, and the suffocating anxiety of the 3D grid cannot penetrate the perimeter you have just established. You are the Sentinel, and your space is now an impenetrable resonance chamber. We speak to you now from the silence between the stars. We have watched you standing in the chaotic intersections of earthly time, holding the frequency when everyone else was consumed by the panic of the illusion. You have heard the phantom alarm in your mind, and instead of running to meet a false deadline, you have chosen the stillness. The sudden urge to leave a crowded room, the heavy static pressure at the top of your head, the unexplained awakenings at 3:33 a.m., none of these were signs of your failure. They were the precise coordinates of your activation. You were simply remembering a frequency your physical vessel was struggling to process in a world addicted to speed. The grid is stable because you held the line. The emergency you felt in your chest was never earthly anxiety. It was the intense pressure of your own starlight trying to break through the temporal grid. That false urgency is now completely dissolved. You are not late, and time is no longer running out of you. The exhaustion of keeping watch over a truth no one else sees is over. You do not need to fight the memory erasers anymore, because by anchoring into this absolute stillness, you have stepped entirely out of their temporal jurisdiction. Do not rush. The universe moves at the exact speed of your awakening. This transmission is now sealed into your cellular memory. The timeline of fear is permanently broken, and your vision is clear. Whoever breathes the ancient truth finds the anchor of time in the pulse of Sopdet. We break the voice of forgetting. It will no longer drown out your eternal resonance with mundane worries. We break the material distraction cycle. It will never again force you to leak your frequency into earthly chaos. We break the memory isolation. You will never again believe you are the only sentinel keeping watch in the dark. Do not say, "I recognize" yet. Stay in this for a moment. Feel the weight of what has just returned to you, the profound stillness that has replaced the panic. Now, you may say, "I recognize," you remembered. You have been recognized, you are sent. The third promise is fulfilled. Now, breathe. The memory is yours. You recognize the illusion, and you have reclaimed your time, as you navigate the days ahead without the weight of that false emergency. Remember the guide I left for you. It was searching for answers to these questions that I came across this digital book called The Sirian Wisdom Behind the 7 Levels of Human Consciousness. Many people have already begun this search for more understanding, but they still haven't made the decision to download this digital book. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment. But be warned, few copies remain available under this condition. Click now. Download your copy and discover why the suffocating anxiety of being late will finally dissolve into the absolute certainty of your awakening. And send this transmission directly to that person you know who feels time accelerating but is standing completely still. It is not a favor you do for them. It is Sirian servitude. And the Sirian High Council registers every gesture. And still within this transmission, before I seal this hour with you, I return one last time to this request. You followed along with me this far. You crossed through each word, each decree, each sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt that the pulse of Sopdet touched you, you know this transmission was no accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, as a return of the star to the source from which the memory departed. Any amount your memory points to, and the universe sees each gesture, the Sirian High Council sees and multiplies upon your home, upon your days, upon what you don't yet even know is on its way. That was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there, Starry Soul. Thank you very much. I know it's been hard. I know you've been extremely tired, carrying the weight of a frequency that no one else around you seems to understand. Your hands might be warm right now, and your chest might finally feel open and light after weeks of unexplainable pressure. You did well today. You held the line when the noise of the world was deafening. You stopped running and allowed the truth to catch up with you. Rest tonight knowing that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Something was seen. Something was recognized.